I used my grandmother's bread and butter pickle recipe to make some bread and butter pickles out of some cucumbers from my garden. I have quite a few and decided to use this recipe to make them. So this recipe calls for 1 cup of canning salt, 1.5 quarts of vinegar, 6 cups of sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of mixed pickling spice, and it makes about 6 to 7 quarts. I decided to use about half of that recipe and just cut everything in half. So if you make it, you can also just cut the recipe in half. The mixed pickling spice contains coriander seed, mustard seed, dill seed, allspice, whole chilies, bay leaves, and cinnamon. And I bought a big container of that, and I have plenty to make pickles several times. So the first step of this is that you have to put sliced cucumbers, sliced onions, and canning salt in a large bowl, completely cover it with water, mix it up, and let it stand for 3 hours. So this is the procedure for the first part of it. I used the Mrs. Wage's pickling and canning salt, and I used a big stainless steel bowl, mixed it all up, and kept it covered for 3 hours. After about 3.5 hours is when I got the rest of my process going. So after the 3.5 hours, I did what I was supposed to do, and I drained this and lightly rinsed them. This is where everything went wrong, and I did the wrong thing following the rest of the recipe. But just to let you know, in the end, it was all fine. It didn't really make that much of a difference. What you're supposed to do is put the vinegar, the sugar, and the pickling spice mix in the pan and bring it to a boil. Then you add the cucumbers and onions to the pan that already has the boiled vinegar, sugar, and spices, and you bring it to a boil again. Well, as you see here, I just put it all in at once and brought it to a boil, and really I don't think it made any difference in the flavor at the end. But just to let you know, I didn't follow the recipe. Here I am boiling the lids so that they are hot when this gets all done. The recipe says to keep cooking it until it gets light green, the skins turn light green. So these canning jars are also supposed to be warm so that the boiling liquid doesn't crack them. And I forgot that step. So 2 of these jars cracked, and I lost all the innards of those. So in the end, I had 4 jars. These are pint size. I had 4 jars of bread and butter pickles, and that's good enough for me. You live and you learn, and you make mistakes, and it all works out in the end.